So I wanted to do a video talking about when you're stuck in a rut in life or when you feel lost, you don't know what to do, and you're kind of having a down time in your life where you just feel like all hope is lost and you don't know how to get out of that. Now, for me, this happened in a period in my life in December 2024, sort of leading up to that October, November, December period. And then December is when I kind of decided I'm going to do anything I can to get out of this situation. Now, am I out of that situation fully today? No. Do I feel closer? Yes. And so today I just want to kind of talk about the things that helped me, what I was going through at the time, and just see if you guys can relate to it or take anything away from this video. So let's go back then before I got stuck in this kind of rut where I felt lost. So if we go back to February, kind of March time 2023, up to this point I've been making YouTube videos consistently on this, not on this channel, but on a previous channel for 2 or 3 years straight, uploading every single day without fail, and I got up to 90,000 subscribers. Now, at this point, I was so close, I was thinking, to leaving my full-time job to doing YouTube full-time, and to me, that was my absolute dream since I was probably 9, 10 years old. So, up to that point, I was so close to leaving my job, and I thought life couldn't get much better than this. I'm about to leave my job, do YouTube full-time, I had an editor, I had a thumbnail designer, all these things going on. Then we go into sort of April 2023. I was having a few relationship issues, like most people do. And then in May 2023, my dad passed away. And then in June 2023, my grandma passed away. So within that kind of like 3-4 months, everything in terms of like the YouTube side of things just fell apart. I quit completely. I had other things going on that were far more important than that. And obviously, don't get me wrong, YouTube, I felt like it was either now or never kind of feeling, because trying to balance that and a full-time job and a family and other commitments alongside it was getting more and more difficult by the day. So anyway, that was that sort of 3-month period. Then you go to the end of December 2024, that is where I felt stuck the most. So almost a year and a half later. So in that year and a half, between kind of like June 2023, July 2023 and December 2024, in that year and a half, there was a job promotion at work for a different workplace at Taco Bell. I got offered, do I want the job? I said, yeah, I'll take it, manager job there. Heard nothing from it. Okay, fair enough. I've got private things going on, but this job promotion come up. I accepted it, heard nothing about it. Then you go to around about May time 2024, another promotion came up. This time much higher, probably 40 grand plus salary. And I was like, you know what? After all the crap that I've been through over this last year, I wouldn't say I deserve it, but I'm ready. I'm past all that now, kind of. I'm in a much better place now. I'm ready for this promotion. Promotion gets offered to me. I say yes, and it's just one of them promotions where they kind of expect you to do it for free, see how you do. We might offer you a contract, we might not. I got nothing in writing. And so I ended up walking away from that because I thought, you know what? I'm not doing something for free without it being in writing that it's either a trial or there's a guaranteed job at the end of it or nothing. You know, I'm not doing it for free if there's not something in writing, not guaranteed at the end of it. But you get what I'm saying. Because for all I know, could have done it for free for 6, 7, 8 months, and they go, oh, we'll start the trial now. But anyway, enough of that. So they did that sort of free roll from sort of May, June to sort of September, October, and then after that, that's when I felt stuck the most. Because we go to December 2024, I'm sort of reminiscing a little bit of when I was doing YouTube full time, the income from that, plus my full time job. Then I've had these 2 kind of promotions come up, but obviously nothing's come about them, and I'm still in the same job and as I am today, but in December 2024, still in the same job I was 2-3 years ago, and nothing had changed. And I was just in a period of my life where I decided, well, not what I decided, but I just felt like I was ready for more. I wanted more, and every time I've tried, I've either been denied or nothing's happened or it's stalled or failed, because over my life there's been different businesses I've started, and obviously nothing has come of that, and I'm still in the job I'm in today. But the one benefit of being in the job that I'm in today is that it allows me the flexibility to do these side businesses, leave work early, do different shifts that fit around all these different things. That's why I've stayed in the job I'm in. But fast forward to December 2024, I've worked there 10 years, nothing's come of it. These promotions that I thought were for me, and people higher up who have thought quite highly of me, didn't seem to come across that way. And I come to a point in my life where I just decided, I have worked there for 10 years. I've got to this far in my life, and obviously it's relative to everyone. There's different people in different circumstances who are worse off. But I just felt like I got to a point in my life where I just wasn't happy with how how I was doing. And so going into that sort of October, November, December period, that's when I probably felt at my lowest. Like I say, I just had that promotion offered to me, kind of, you could say offered to me, not because I didn't actually get anything in writing, but what I was hearing in person was a different story. But since I got offered that, I walked away from that and I was looking on Indeed, different job sites, and nothing came up, nothing took my fancy or anything like that. I just thought, you know what, I feel the lowest I've probably ever felt. And now probably part of that is due to having nothing on the side, because at least when I was working at the same job I'm working at now, 5 years ago, at least I had something on the side that in my head I was thinking, one day I'll be out of here doing something I want to do. And for the first time in my life, I had nothing, no side hustle, no side business, nothing, just the main job. And I tried to get out of it and I couldn't get out of it. I felt stuck and I felt trapped and I felt lost. So it come to a time in December 2024 when I remember I was walking on the floor treadmill. I've got in the conservatory, late at night, it's December, it's winter, and I was watching all these TikToks doing so much cardio, and I was watching all these TikToks of all these people doing self-improvement, you know, productivity, working on themselves, getting up at X time, eating healthy, exercising, and it just dawned on me, why am I feeling sorry for myself, and why am I also watching everyone else get their life together, and these people seem to have a better mindset than me? Why am I watching it all and not just doing it myself? Now, that's easier said than done, because when you're in a rut and when you feel lost and when you feel sorry for yourself, it's hard to get up and motivate yourself to just get out the door and go for a run or get out the door and go to the gym. But I just reached that tipping point where I decided no longer am I going to sit here and watch all these TikToks, all these Instagrams, all these YouTube videos of everyone getting their life together. Instead of using that time to watch them, I'm going to use that time and invest in myself and work on getting that new job, that new step forward in my life. And so from that moment forward then, I decided to delete all social media from my phone, really reduce all of my screen time, probably to under 2 hours a day. And I made a separate video on screen time, because if you try and do it when you're quite addicted to your phone, probably 6-7 hours a day, it's hard to go from that down to 2 hours a day. You've got an extra 4 hours to fill. It is quite hard. But anyway, I did that. I was still already at the gym. I'd already been going to the gym probably a year before this situation, but I doubled down on that, doubled down on the nutrition, doubled down on drinking water, doubled down on walking and getting cardio in, and that's when I started implementing properly 100%, reading, journaling, and all that kind of stuff, because I just thought to myself, the only way I'm going to get out of this pit is by improving myself and improving me. You know, in a way, if you ever watched Batman, I think it's the third one, Dark Knight Rises, and it sounds a bit cringy to say this, but you know when he gets thrown in that well, and he's at the bottom, he's got like broken ribs and he's injured and all this kind of stuff. The only way for him to get out of that is himself. There's no one else there to help him, and that's kind of how I felt. Not like Batman, not like I'm thrown in the bottom of a well and I've got to climb, nothing like that, but in your head, that's kind of how I felt. The only way out of this is me. I can't expect anyone to give me a hand up, a leg up, or a job tomorrow. I will have to improve myself in the areas I want to improve, whether that's going to the gym, reading, journaling, eating healthier, that's improving my appearance, changing my mindset with what I'm reading, journaling, improving my thoughts. I was willing to do all that just to get another job. You know, some people do all that to become a millionaire. I was doing all that just to become, well, not to become anything, just to get another job, just to get out of the job I was in, to feel like I was in some sort of progression. And so my advice to you then, if you are stuck in a rut right now and you're watching this, and to be honest, if I'm going to be 100% real with you right now, I've just been on holiday. And while I was on holiday, towards the end of it, I kind of got back into that rut of feeling sorry for myself, still in the same job, all this kind of stuff. And even coming back from holiday, I didn't rush to make this video, I didn't rush to make any content whatsoever, because I just thought, not what's the point, but I didn't feel up to doing it. You know when you, again, get in that rut feeling, you don't feel like doing anything. But my advice to you and what helped me these last couple of days, and obviously back in December, was exercise 100%. And I don't mean running, I don't mean the gym, I just mean walking. Like honestly, the power of steps and just walking and getting out there, even just walking with headphones in, it's just, it does something to your brain. And when you're going for a hard time in life, just going for them 5,000, 6,000, again, forget the number, just go for a walk, half an hour walk, 40-minute walk, forget the number, just going for a walk, just clearing your head. Honest to God, it does wonders when you're feeling sorry for yourself, because it just, I don't know what the scientific reason is, but I can 100% back it, that these last couple of days, last 2-3 days, I've been going for a walk in an evening, 45 minutes, and it's just helped me get to this point now where I'm happy to get back on camera from being in a phase and then a holiday where I just didn't feel like it. And also think a lot of it, and again, this is easier said than done, a lot of it is down to mindset, because to me, when I was feeling sorry for myself and feeling like, you know what, maybe I'm just stuck in this job forever, maybe there's no way forward, and whether that's a job, relationship, health, career, whatever in your life, you'll get into them moments. And for me, like I say, it just come to a tipping point where I just weren't prepared to accept any less for myself. And again, that's hard to do when you're feeling a rut, because you're just feeling sorry for yourself. But like I say, my plan to you, or my advice to you, is go to bed early, wake up the next day, don't push anything on yourself, don't say tomorrow I'm going to do this. Just, in a way, let the day take you. And if you wake up in a happy mood, wake up in a good mood, do an extra little thing, make sure it counts. If you're stuck in a rut and then tomorrow you wake up and brush your teeth and have a bottle of water and head out the door and get to work early, take that as a positive. Don't just take it as this is the normal, I should be doing this. Maybe down the line, be harsh on yourself, but in the beginning, praise yourself for doing these little things. Get in the mindset of, I am not willing to let myself fall anymore. I am going to start climbing back up that staircase one step at a time. Even if I have to drag myself up it, I will get up it. And so just my kind of final advice, and like I say, what worked for me was 100% exercise, and then just the second thing being just the mindset. I'm not going to go into this and sort of say, oh, you definitely need to read, you definitely need to journal. No, because when you're feeling sorry for yourself and you want to get out of that pit, honestly, the two main things that helped me: exercise, just getting some steps in an evening, improve my thoughts, improve my mental health, and then mindset, because eventually once you kind of go for these walks and whatnot, eventually you just have a day where, you know what, I can do this, I can get out of this. And when you have that day, that's day one. And like I say, my goal was never to become a millionaire or anything, and it still isn't. My goal is just get one step closer to getting another job or anything like that. That is simply it. We all see these videos online of like the routine of a future millionaire. Like, you don't need to believe all that hype. I definitely didn't. Like I say, I did all this reading, journaling, eating whole foods, gym, cardio, water, all this. I did all that just to get another job, and I still am trying to do all that. And that's December 2024. We're now in August 2025. So 8 months, you could sort of say, 7-8 months. And I will still push forward every single day just to get to that goal.